Hey, thanks for joining me. This is Bill Bateson with Province Mortgage Associates. And I just wanted to take a few minutes today to talk about documenting your application. The proof is in the numbers here. So the first step with us is always filling out an application. And this is just kind of you telling me, okay, this is how much I make. These are what my assets are. And that's all well and good. And that might get you a pre-qualification, but the next step would be something like a pre-approval. And if we're going to go there, then I got a little homework for you, and that's documentation. All right. So few things that I'm always trying to document are income, assets, and credits. So let's talk about income. Okay. When it comes to documenting your income, big things that we're looking for are tax returns. Okay. Last 2 to 3 years, usually 2 years. Some programs require the 3. So it helps if you have that ready, the 3, but 2 is probably what we're looking for. W-2s from all the jobs that you've had. So we're going to add up the W-2s and make sure that it matches what's on your tax returns. So we're trying to make sure that we're capturing all the income that you have coming in and there's nothing that's undocumented. We also look at your most recent pay stub. So that's so we can see what your current hourly rate is. So say you just got a promotion at work or you just got a raise, that'll show up on your pay stub probably before it's going to show up on your W-2 if it's recent. And that way we can actually use your new income. So those 3 are the big ones. And then we're also going to look at rental income if you happen to have it. And any maintenance income. So child support or alimony, anything like that. If it's going to continue for 3 years, those would be some other things that we would document, but it always depends on the circumstance. For most people, first thing you want to have ready to document your income, tax returns, W-2s, recent pay stub. Okay. So let's talk about assets next. Okay. Here we're looking at bank statements for the accounts that you're going to use in this loan transaction, right? So if you have 5 different accounts and one has, 20,000 in it, that's your main one. And then you have a little savings account over here for a vacation and that's got 2. You have an account over here for home repairs and that's got 3 in it. We don't really care about those side ones. This doesn't have to be everything. But the assets that you're going to use to qualify for this loan, so that main account, that's what we would need to see bank statements for the last 2 months. Okay. Anything else as well that you might have. So if you currently own a house, maybe mortgage statements we'd want to take a look at. If you're getting gift funds, we're going to look at the person's bank account from who you're getting gift funds for. We want to see the funds coming into your account. We're going to want to see a gift letter. And then 2, when we look at your bank statements, if you have recent large transfers, that's something that we're going to ask questions about as well. If you just deposited $12,000 cash, we're going to want to know where that came from. So if you have those types of things on your bank statements in the last 2 months when you apply for the loan, you want to be ready to explain those because we'll probably ask for some letters of explanation there. All right, last thing, documenting your credit. Mostly this is done when we pull your credit report, okay? Your credit report is going to show your credit score. It's also going to show the debts that you have on it currently. A few other things can pop up there as well. Recent credit inquiries. So if you've applied for credit recently, we'll probably want to ask you some questions about that. There might be some addresses on your credit report. We'll ask about those too if there's anything that we haven't covered already. So there's a few things that we'll ask you about your credit. So like these 2 discrepancies on the credit report, if there are any credit requests, bankruptcy, that kind of thing. But when we pull your credit report, that's where we're getting most of this from. And some of this is just going to end up being some letters that we ask for or just conversations where we're trying to better understand your credit situation. And that's the big stuff. So the usual suspects here are the 2 years of the tax returns, 2 years of the W-2s, your most recent pay stub, last 2 months of bank statements, and then we also need a photo ID just to prove that you are who you say you are. So this is the homework part of the mortgage application process. This is usually the hardest part. Filling application, not too bad. Looking for the house, that's the fun part. It's the documentation where people usually get tripped up and it ends up being the annoying part of the transaction, but this is necessary now. We have all new laws and regulations after the mortgage crisis a little while ago, and this helps to make sure that we're writing good loans and that you as a borrower can actually qualify and pay for the loans that we're giving, that we're writing out to people. All right, so home loans do require a lot of accurate paperwork to get it approved. So the sooner you can have all this ready, the sooner you can get it to me, the better. All right. So if you're going to buy in the next 5 months, you probably want to start getting that paperwork together now. It's good to have that record building. But as always, call me to talk about your situation, answer any questions for you. Again, this is Bill from Providence Mortgage. Yeah, any questions on this topic or any others that you'd like to see covered, just reach out to me. I hope you learned a little bit from this, and I'll see you again soon.